We're gonna be doing the Togakushi shrine hike today. It's an amazing, beautiful day, clear skies, good temperature. It's been a real hot minute since I made a vlog. Currently in Japan now for a holiday for 2 weeks. To start out the Togakushi hike, you have to take a bus or you can drive all the way up to the Togakushi Okusha, which is the first shrine of the 5 shrines over here. Look at this gorgeous view. Anyway, just an update on what I've been up to. 2025 has been an amazing year so far. This is the year where being a full-time content creator actually started to make sense, both financially and from a purpose perspective. So I haven't really been posting on YouTube because I've been posting a lot more on Instagram, so please follow me on Instagram if you haven't. And it's there where I've kind of found a sort of a purpose to post, which is basically, oh wow, look at these trees, holy shit. Damn, look at that. Anyway, if you haven't been following, I actually post content teaching men how to live better right now, which I would call your Gen Z big brother. I think the idea of a Gen Z big brother is kind of funny to a lot of people, considering Gen Z has been beaten down as this young generation of young punks and whatnot. But a lot of Gen Zs are in the workforce right now. I don't think there are a lot of good young male role models for the Gen Z crowd, so I am perfectly set up to be the one because I'm in the pioneering batch of Gen Zs, 1997. Ooh.
御朱印ですね。
御朱印です。
御朱印。
The leaves are starting to come out right now. Trying to do content creation full time for the past 3 years hasn't been easy. So for those that don't know, I actually started out making content as a college student, making college content, college vlogs, stuff like that when I was still studying in US. And it was very easy to make content back then because there was always something in your life to make videos about. You had an identity as a student. What happens when you leave? What happens when you actually graduate? Well, that's where the problem comes in. Because now you don't actually have an identity to sort of be making videos about. When you were a student, all your life was about was being a college student, so you can make your videos around that. But what happens when you're no longer a student? You just make videos about your life. What goes on in your life if you're not a 9 to 6 worker? What happens if you're just a content creator? There's no real anchor for you to latch on to make your videos. That's why over the past few years you might have noticed I was doing things like fitness, doing a bit of food, doing a bit of random lifestyle and commentary on TikTok and YouTube. Because all this time I've just been trying to find something that sticks. It just so happens that earlier this year I finally managed to find something that sticks. Well, at least for Instagram. And that is teaching men how to live better as a man. So this can be done by very small things like learning how to put on moisturizer, learning how to take nicer photos of yourself, learning how to take care of your body. Just small things that appeal to the average male experience rather than people that are already in the know about these things. And it's something I myself find meaningful because I had to learn all these things about grooming myself. These are things I had to learn about living better myself as a man. I didn't have anyone to teach me all these things. Things like how to have a better haircut, things like learning how to dress better. These are things that I had to learn all by myself. This is the Hinomi Kosha shrine. I must say it's a much smaller one than the Hokosha shrine. But yeah, there doesn't seem to be much over here. So we're gonna go head up to the Chusha shrine now. I just reached the Chusha shrine. I'm gonna be taking a small break over here, reflect on life. So the past 10 months have been absolutely crazy. So my company, which is basically just an employee of one, me right now, is on track to hit 6-figure revenue this year. First time I've ever done so. And it's all thanks to the Instagram growth that's going on right now. Just because I started to make content for men as like a male influencer. By the way, if you're ever in Japan, right, whatever this brand is, this is the best onigiri that you can find in a convenience store. Good shit. For the past 10 months, I've just been absolutely, for the lack of a better word, grinding like crazy. As a result, my Instagram has grown from about 7,000 followers to 64,000 right now, which is absolutely insane. Completely turned my work life around. I will admit that along the way, the burnout started to creep in. I didn't consider myself stressed for the past 7 to 8 months, but I think that was because I had the dopamine boost of seeing the numbers increase, seeing my revenues go up, you know, getting more campaigns. But now that all that has started to slow down, all this backlog, stress and cortisol is starting to creep in. But that's because I've got a lot of other things as well. I organized a dance jam this year called the Taco Bricks Jam First Edition. A small breaking jam for the community, and as of now, I am still in the midst of moving into a new house. A lot more stressful than I thought it would be, especially as a single man as well. Having to think about all these things yourself, you're not really spreading the workload at all, in the midst of still trying to do your actual work. And then when things don't really go to plan, then you think about the additional expenses that you have to fork out. And that's where little seeds of doubt start to spread in your mind, and it's not been good. So being in this forest right now is a welcome change of pace. Oh yeah, I also wanted to show you this. This is called Broshoin, and basically it's sort of a stamp book. And what you do is kind of like a stamp book for different shrines in Japan. You go to different shrines, and usually there will be a little booth over there that will have someone to do the calligraphy for you to put a stamp. I think it started out as a proper religious thing, but now it's like a little hobby where people go around different shrines in Japan and just collect the stamps. If you're ever coming to Japan, get a Broshoin book. Good shit. We're taking a small detour to go check out the Kagami Ike pond. I found this extra route that I think leads to a smaller pond. There's literally no one here, by the way. Like, I'm the only one on this path right now. Wow, look at that landscape. If you're gonna go to the Kagami Ike pond near the Togakushi area, I would highly recommend just renting a car, because hot damn, this is a long walk. And from what I'm seeing, no one's actually walking all the way down to the pond. They're just driving a car or riding a motorbike. I think I counted like 6 hikers so far. I don't know how long it's been. It's been like 20 to 30 minutes one way, and I haven't reached the pond yet. And I've been walking downhill for the past 15 minutes. Not looking forward to walking back up again. But this is what all the incline training on the treadmill was for. Woohoo! Where's the pond? Oh, finally, there it is. And look at all the cars and buses here. Seems like I'm the only moron that walk my way and work my way here. At least I can say I worked for it. There's a chance of bears over here. That is terrifying as someone that's doing this alone right now. Gosh. Bears live here. Wait, where do I get a bear bell? So that's why everyone's wearing bells. Where do I get a bear bell? I need one. Seems like there's also a cafe over here. Gonna check out the cafe real quick. A bear bell. Probably gonna get some bear bells for the boys as well, because they always go on hikes, and I think they slept over in an area where there was a bear that very night, so yeah, gonna get some of these for them. Quick pit stop at the cafe to get some cheesecake. Hopefully we're gonna have enough time to head up to the main shrine and then get back to the bus stop. Maybe I should have bought the ticket at 4 PM instead. It's alright. Gonna be heading out to the Okusha shrine now. Apparently there is a way to get there from the Kagami Ike pond, but it's a bit more towards the forested area, and there's a chance of bears, which honestly kind of scares me. Hopefully nothing happens, but just in case, I'm holding my tripod with me right now. This will be my weapon. We're currently here now, and we want to go all the way up here. Shouldn't take too long. 7, 5, it's about 17, 20-ish minutes. Anyway, as for my plans, I'm definitely gonna hop back onto YouTube someday, but as of now, Not too sure how I'm gonna do that. I think ultimately most creators like making long form content simply because it's more fulfilling for yourself. You can pack in more value, more of your thoughts and processes, whereas for short form it's literally just trying to give people as many dopamine hits as possible, keep them on your video for as long as possible, because if that happens, then that's when the platforms will serve it to more people. So yeah, such is the life of doing short form content nowadays, eh? Nice. Beautiful. 610 meters ago. The pathway is not the best. It's mostly made out of stone slabs and wooden blocks, but some of them have sunken in over the years. Some areas are quite waterlogged right now. Oh, this is it. This is the main gate. Looks like there's a small little ravine here, but I want to go head up to the main shrine first. That was a more brutal flight of stairs than I was expecting. Whew. There it is. I can't exactly film this, just catch you in a bit. Completed it. We're heading down to the Okusha bus stop now. Today I am reminded of how fun I find vlogging. The only issue is that long form content takes time to make, and unfortunately I am an impatient person. But maybe more of these vlogs in the future. I'm not gonna promise anything. I'm gonna get something to eat because I've only eaten 2 onigiris today. Some ramen would be good. Soba. Ichi. Apparently this is soba flavor ice cream. Actually, yeah, it makes sense. I think it's basically just buckwheat flavor. On the way back to Nagano station. Probably like 48 minutes, right? Can't wait to get some ramen.